welcome to Dawg Talk. My name is Ariana Woodward, and today I will be your host. Today we'll be interviewing our lovely culinary teacher, Ms. King. To start off, how are you doing today, Ms. King?
I'm doing well.
Well, as you may know, many people may not know you or take you to class. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Mrs. King. I've been teaching at Sheffield for 14 years now. I'm from the Shoals area. I've been here my whole life, and that's about it.
How did you know you wanted to teach culinary, or was this just an opportunity that you decided to take up?
Well, when I first started teaching at Sheffield, I taught what was called family consumer science, which is what your parents probably know as home ec and that you see on TV, home ec. But then in 2015, there was an opportunity for us to have a culinary program, and the state started pushing students to get industry certified. And so we fortunately had an old lunchroom that was not in use as a storage room. So my room now, the culinary room, used to be Sheffield's lunchroom many years ago. So
do you ever think that we're going to bring back the home tech?
Home ec?
Yeah, home ec classes.
I don't know. I mean, it was my life skills class, but I do incorporate some of the stuff from that. But I don't know. I did enjoy teaching that. We had sewing and housing and stuff and parenting involved in that one too. But now we just focus on the food aspect.
Yeah. Well, we were wondering why you chose to teach at Sheffield since there's other programs in the area. Why did Sheffield really stick out to you?
Well, when I first came back, there was a job opportunity, but throughout the years there's been places locally, but I've just never even had the desire to go anywhere. I like the students here. I like my coworkers, and just it's a different feeling when you come into Sheffield. And I like it.
What inspires you to keep pursuing your career and keep teaching our students?
Well, every day is different. There's never 2 days alike. With my class being an elective, I get to see a different side of students sometimes, and it's more hands-on, and I get to have a different relationship with them and get to see them learn new things and enjoy it, and enjoy getting to eat all the time too, I guess.
I really wish they didn't get me out of your class. Well, what's your favorite part about teaching at Sheffield?
Well, like I said, I like the students, I like the faculty, I like just being a bulldog. I don't know. It's people are close here. It's not a huge school, so you know everybody's at least face, if not name. But.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today on Dawg Talk, Ms. King. We loved having you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. You can follow us on Facebook at careertech_SHS. And now let's take it over to Studio B with Maddie.
Welcome back to Studio B on Dawg Talk. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and today we are going to be interviewing Mr. Ballantyne. How are you doing today, Mr. Ballantyne?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Mr. Ballantyne is currently one of the science teachers at Sheffield High School. He's also a police officer for UNA. So, what made you want to start teaching?
Well, my first love is teaching. I've wanted to be a teacher and a coach ever since I was in high school. Got my start in Huntsville City, and I got tired of that hour-and-a-half commute every morning there and back. Looked for something to get me closer to home, and Florence Police Department was hiring, so I put in, and they hired me right away.
And you've talked about your career as a police officer a good bit. So what's the most interesting thing you'd say you've experienced on the job?
It's difficult for me to narrow it down to one thing. I've been involved in a lot of different, what most people would consider interesting things. It's high-speed pursuits in vehicles, it's foot chases. I've had to fight several people. As you've heard the stories when you were in my class, let that be some incentive for people to sign up for chemistry or physics or physical science, so you get to hear some of these wild stories.
All we hear about. Anyways, for our last question, we know you drink a lot of Monster, drinking one right now. How many would you say you drink in a normal day?
Well, disclaimer. They're terrible for you. Please don't drink Monsters. They're high in caffeine. I do drink the sugar-free ones. But as of right now, I am down to 3 a day. Circle K runs a special where if you buy 2, you get 1 free, and I stop there every morning on the way to school. So it's a horrible habit I fell into when I was a full-time police officer. The night shift, working 12s, drags on, and you need a boost. That's when I started drinking Monsters, and eventually I hope to kick the habit. It's not going so well right now.
Well, if that's all from Mr. Ballantyne, then I think we're done here. Thank you, Mr. Ballantyne, for coming, and thank you to everyone who tuned in for this segment of Dawg Talk. Now to Studio C.
Welcome to a new episode of Dawg Talk. I'm your host, Mario Murillo, and today we are here to interview Rylick Kanan Woodward. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Rylick. I'm on the Sheffield track and field team. I'm 17, and Alabama's my favorite football team.
All right, so we have some easy questions for you to start off this episode. So first, what are some things that you like to do other than sports?
I like hanging with my friends, just watching sports in general whenever it's on.
All right. So like out of everybody in sports and like in your life, who inspired you to do these things?
Like LeBron, Ramos, James, and my mom here and there, I guess.
Out of all the sports you have played, what are your top two?
I like throwing disc and track and football.
All right. What position do you play in football?
Defensive end and tight end.
Okay, here's another question. Like, there's so many genres of music. What do you listen to the most?
Probably rap. I like Rod Wave a lot. He's calm, but he also has some upbeat songs.
All right. If you don't mind me asking, what are some of your plans after you graduate?
I plan on either being a sports analyst or a coach for either football or track.
All right. Thank you for today's episode of Dawg Talk. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Thank you.